Okay. Welcome back. You're listening to Five Picks and a Check featuring El Gato, the podcast that gives you five NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Hey guys, today we have some really good picks for you, so bear with us. Our special guest today is Mr. Parlay. Hey, thanks for being with us, Mr. Parlay.
Hey, thank y'all for having me. I'm very happy to be back. Thank y'all.
All right. Hey, Elgato, let's go over our record from last week.
Yeah.
Last week, I went 2-3. My season record is 43 wins, 30 losses, and two ties. So I'm at 59%. You
Hmm.
had 3 wins, 2 losses. You're at 38 wins, 36 losses, and one tie. You're at 51%. So you're above 500.
I'll take that. Yeah, I mean, you being at 59 with some change and me being at 51, we're still above water during this long NFL season that we've seen some games, turn on a possession, right? In the fourth quarter, missing a field goal. But yeah, I mean, there was some exciting football last week. I can't believe my Patriots. I call them my Patriots because that's my new favorite team.
Oh,
how
wow.
they gave up how they gave up that how they gave up that game to the Bills. It was a damn good game. That's
Yeah.
football though, right? That's football. When am I gonna learn your expression? That's football. That's the way it
That's football. Man, and you're right. A lot of games we've either won or lost by a hook. But anyway, hey, my first pick is going to be Bills at Browns, and I'm going to go with the Browns in this game. They are getting 10 points.
goes.
Believe it or not, Browns have the number two defense and are 4-2 versus the spread at home this season. Bills have won three in a row, but they have also let up 30 plus points in their last two games. So, yeah, I know they had a good win last week, but I'm still going with Browns plus 10. I think it's a lot of points. They do have the number two defense. Give me the Browns. Hey, what are your thoughts on this game? Oh, gato.
You know what? I want to go the other side of that. I want to go with Buffalo. They beat the Patriots as we discussed just a while ago. They got within one game of that division, with the Browns playing for nothing. Right? They're three and something, 3-12. I don't know what it is, and the Bills having to play for everything. I know, to your point, 10 points, giving up 10 is a bunch. I'm looking at a 28-13 game, something like that, and for this contest. And the Bills just have to keep winning. I think with Allen performing the way he did last week against the Patriots, I think he's going to continue doing that. I saw some of the Browns game last week, and they were just awful. They just couldn't do anything. But to your point, they still have a defense that surprisingly keeps them in most games, even though they do get beat. But it's not as lopsided as you would think, considering that hapless offense that the Browns put out there. I'm gonna go with Buffalo on this. I think they continue their winning ways and trying to keep up with the Patriots in that division these last two or three games.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
Well,
Oh my
it's gonna be like this.
God.
I thought
Browns.
I thought that was Pennywise from It
The
for a second.
Kind of scared me there for a minute.
That clown always scares me in that movie. I don't know why.
I know.
I did.
the Browns just don't have enough to compete with the Bills, but there's something to be said about that defense. Miles Garrett, single season sack record, 2 sacks away. I think he's gonna get it. But you're right about that offense of the Browns. Now, Buffalo's comeback last week against the Patriots makes you think. I agree with what Gato was saying about that, but I tend to really believe that. I know Shador Sanders is struggling, but I think with a plus 10, that's a pretty good number. I can see this being something like a 26-17 game, and right there at that. I don't know how the odds makers do it, but boy, that 10 number is really going to be magical for this game. So I'd go with the Browns on the plus 10.
Yeah, I think Shador Sanders has the attitude of being a spoiler. Not that he's going to spoil much for the Bills, but he definitely would love to get a win against the Bills. So
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know that he can, but he will hopefully at least cover the spread.
Yeah,
Uh,
10 is a
all,
bunch. 10
yeah,
is a bunch.
Okay, so my next pick is going to be Steelers at the Lions. Steelers are getting 7 points in this game. Lions D is really struggling. I thought they were going to be a great team this year, and they really have struggled. And they have lost the last 3 out of 5 games that they've played. Steelers are starting to actually hit their stride. You saw it last week. With Rodgers. I mean, he looks more and more like the old time Rodgers. He looks more comfortable. I do believe that the Steelers are going to cover in this game. 7 points, I think, is a lot going against the Lions. So give me the Steelers +7. What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
I'm going to go on the other side of that one. The Lions playing at home. They are in desperation mode, having lost that game last week to the Rams, which they ran into a buzzsaw against the Rams in that second half. Performed well in that first half, but just couldn't sustain it. Playing at home, now they're third in their division behind Chicago and the Packers. Now they just have to put together a string of wins here, maybe 2 out of their last 3. Covering 7 is going to be a challenge against the Steelers because Steelers and the Ravens, surprisingly, the Ravens, right? They are competing in that AFC North, right? One game or maybe, yeah, they may be one game behind the Steelers. Correct me, Statman, if I'm wrong on that one. But, Steelers also need to keep, keep pressing on that gas pedal to, get some distance between them and the Ravens. Lions, can the Steelers keep up with the Lions offensively? Because the Lions have demonstrated throughout the year they can score the football, especially playing on turf. Now, if this was at the Steelers, I'd say, and the Steelers were getting 7 at home, I'd say, you know what, I'll go the Steelers route. But they got the Lions have got to get back to that run game. They abandoned Gibbs last week. It seemed he disappeared in that second half against the Rams. They've got to utilize him more. If they do on this game, I think they cover that 7 and stay within striking distance of the Packers and the Bears. So I'll take the Lions -7.
All right. Hey, what are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
Right off the bat, I like the Lions -7. Uh, really strong game, physical game we're headed into. Lions need this win. They're like Gato said, they're in desperation mode at this point to get that playoff berth. That 7 point spread does feel like a lot, especially because Pittsburgh's won 2 in a row. Aaron Rodgers, even with his comments about the backup players, coming to fruition probably finally. But I'd stick with the Lions -7 on this one.
All right. Hey, do you have a third pick for us, Mr. Parlay?
Yeah, actually, I do. I like the Seattle Rams game going in to this game. Uh, I like the over 42 on this one. I really think with the games that were played last week, I think we're going to have a really good high scoring game. I understand. I think there's some weather out there that may impact the outcome of the game, but you also have some injuries. Devontae Adams, I'm not sure if they've already made the call, but I think he's out for the Rams this week. But I still think you're gonna hit over 42 on this game going forward. Uh, that first game the Rams had against Seattle with Darnold throwing 4 interceptions, I don't see that being repeated. So I think we'll have a good matchup in over 42.
What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mr. Parlay on this one. To your point, Mr. Parlay, with Darnold throwing either 3 or 4 INTs in that last game, they still were within one score of tying or coming out with a win, right? They do have that strong defense to your point, but I expect both teams to go up and down the field a little bit, mid-20s, upper 20s type of game, 28-24 type of ball game. Stafford is going to do what he does, right, to keep his team in. They've got a solid run game, speaking of the Rams. And, of course, Darnold has that dynamic wide receiver. They brought in another one who's barely starting to get into the playbook now, right? He's, catching some passes, third down conversions. They've got a solid run game. And, of course, to my point earlier, that defense. I think the Rams can overcome that defense, maybe not score in the 30s like they have been here this last several weeks, but upper 20s game will put it with that over. So it's going to be an exciting game. Both teams at 11-3 in that NFC West. It's going to be a street fight. I can't hardly wait to watch this game. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, this is going to be a good game. I'm actually going to pick a side on this one. I'm taking the Rams getting the points. Both teams are playing well, but Darnold is 0-3 against the Rams in the last 2 years.
Hmm.
I hear the weather will be bad, like Mr. Parlay mentioned, and I just trust Stafford more in this game than I do Darnold. So I'm going to take the Rams getting 1 point. So give me the Rams.
All right.
All right, El Gato, do you have a fourth and fifth pick for us?
I do. I'm going to go with my Patriots. My Patriots at +3 against the Ravens. Are you kidding me? What's Did I read that right? They're +3, right? +3
Yes,
at
they
the
are.
Ravens. At the Ravens. To my point earlier, Ravens and Steelers battling for that NFC North title. You know, the Ravens earlier this year, and with Jackson being out for multiple weeks, we, including myself, including a lot of people, put them out in the graveyard, right? That they were done. Henry was having issues fumbling the ball and, you know, giving away games, really, right? To, on their side of the field, giving the other team opportunities to score rather easily. But, they've put together, a solid win streak these last 6 or 7 weeks. Then they lost two. Then they beat the Bengals pretty handily last week. Not letting them score. It was 24-0 game. Now they're going to come up against the Patriots, who, with the sting of that Bills loss last week. I think Vrabel will get him back on track. Whatever happened to him in that second half, the way he quarterbacked that position was really odd, that he wasn't, hitting his passes. That O-line just completely froze, and that run game completely stopped. And then I was surprised that defense for the Patriots gave up chunk yardage. I mean, Josh Allen is, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. If he could, to bring that game, to bring the Bills back, that's the type of game he had to play. And, to the Patriots go into prevent type of defense, sounds like they did for a point there. But getting back to this Ravens game, I think the Pats will play with more urgency to solidify that, because they just need, I think, one more win to clinch that division. Home field advantage throughout, best record in the AFC. They've got to play. They've got to play with some urgency and cover it. And well, they get +3, so I'll take it. They're getting points. I'll take that.
All right. What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
That's my thought right there. All right.
It sounds like he's going for the Patriots.
You got it.
Of course he is.
I'm actually kind of wondering how these odds maker come up with -3. I know why. They're playing in Baltimore. I get it. But my goodness. Baltimore's got the Patriots, and I think they got Green Bay and Pittsburgh left. Good luck to the Ravens. I don't think they're going to beat New England this week. I'd probably take money line on the Patriots on this one. I mean, just to, actually, that's not a bad thing. The more I think about it, is that I like the Patriots to beat the Ravens outright on this game. I understand they let Buffalo into the game last week in snow, and didn't wasn't able to close out the deal. Patriots are just the sleeper of the year. I've been saying that for the past month or so. I said, goodness gracious. And I can bet that their money to get into the Super Bowl is probably dropping and dropping and dropping, in regards to probably started at plus 3,000 at the preseason, up to probably now probably plus 12 or 1,200 or something. So I've been rambling. Patriots beating the Ravens is probably where I'd be leaning towards on this one.
All right. Well, I'm going to go the other way on this one. I'm taking the Ravens -3 at home. Patriots suffered a bad loss, like y'all have said last week, blowing a 21-point lead against the Bills. They could have actually wrapped up the division. And I think that they're going to carry some of that bad mojo into this game. I mean, it makes me wonder, okay, did the Bills like put a little hole in their tire and now they're going to be leaking a little bit of air, so to
Mm.
speak? Ravens, I know, are up and down. They're really unpredictable and messy, but I love him for this game. I love Messi for this game. I think their star players will show up and shine in prime time, so give me the Ravens -3. Which fifth pick, El Gato?
One more pick, and this is another tight divisional match in the NFC South. And we're talking about the Tampa Bay Bucks and the Carolina Panthers. They're both tied. Tampa Bay, they started off the season so well, and they've lost, I don't know, five in a row, five out of their last six. Their defense have just abandoned them these last several weeks. Offensively, they're still able to put up points. Baker and Evans and that run game that they have. It's just that defense. I don't know what's happened to it. They've got to right that ship if they want to win that division. And then we have Carolina, Bryce Young, right? He's plays well. Then he doesn't play so well. We saw that. You saw any of the Saints game last week, giving up 10 points to the Saints in the last 4 minutes of the
Yeah.
game, including overtime. This is going to be a tough matchup. I think both teams are going to score in the 20s. I think they're going to go up and down the field. The over is 45.5. I think Baker's going to do what he does, to keep his team in contention for that division. I think Carolina, defensively, they're solid. I think Bryce Young is performing well, and both teams are going to score in the mid to upper 20s. I don't know who's going to win it, but I'm thinking both teams can put up a spot of over 45.5 to get it to the over. So I'm going to go with the over 45.5.
What are your thoughts on this game, Mr. Parlay?
Man, the Saints and the Bucks really are against the spread. They were the worst last week. They were the top two that made the casinos and everyone happy. Oh my goodness. Uh, yeah, the Bucks. I like this game. I really do. It's going to be a really interesting game. As much as they frustrate me, the Bucks. So I would probably stay away from any type of money line or odds and just go with the over under. I do like the over on this game. Bucks 25, Carolina 21. Just putting it over 45.5 for a
I like
total
that.
of 46.
Right.
This is in this game, the winner of this game takes control of the NFC South. So I like it. Bucks 25, Panthers 21, over 45.5.
Well, I'm actually going to pick a side here. I
Oh,
ain't
okay.
scared. I ain't scared, okay? I'm going to
We
go
are.
I'm going to go with the Bucks -3. Um Bucks have lost 5 out of their last 6, but this game is for first place. This is for the NFC South division. It actually should be called NFC Least division because both teams on top have 7-7 records. Can you
I
believe
know.
it? Like they're at 500. I can't believe that. But anyway, um, I think Baker and the boys have more experience in this type of game in this spot against the young Panthers. I've been a Bryce Young fan. I've always been a Bryce Young fan since he started, but I just don't think that the Panthers have it to beat the Bucks here. I think the Bucks will cover. I think they'll win by a touchdown actually. So give me the Bucks.
What is that? What is that spread, Angela?
-3. Bucks -3.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
good line.
Yeah,
That's a good
I
line.
like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I've been disappointed about the Bucks' performance, of course, these last few games. I really thought that they would do well. They've got Baker. Baker's a good quarterback, and he's one of those quarterbacks. I know we've had this conversation before. Name the quarterbacks who really want to be out there and play the game. And
Yeah,
Mahomes is there. Stafford is up there. Baker Mayfield is one of those quarterbacks. When I think of that, I think Baker Mayfield loves being out there, just playing the game,
Oh yeah,
just playing the
I
game.
agree.
absolutely,
Yeah, and
absolutely, no
and I
doubt.
know I know everyone will say, "Oh, all quarterbacks want to do that, but that's not true. I mean, I know I went with the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. It seems like every time that they start getting behind, and I know I picked them, I still think that they're going to cover, but he's one of those quarterbacks where it seems like they start getting behind and he just kind of checks out. Or maybe that's just me that thinks
No,
that.
no, I see that. He starts
Yeah,
pointing fingers at everyone except himself,
yeah, yeah,
right? He'll point at a receiver that didn't make a cut, right? Well, Jackson just didn't make the throw.
yeah,
Bottom line. To your point, he
yeah.
does check out. He does check out that way.
They're
You're right.
unpredictable. He's unpredictable. It's kind of like the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. But this game, he's going to be Dr. Jekyll, the good guy, and he's going to cover for Angela,
All right.
the chick.
He's gonna cover for the check. All right, I love that.
That had Alex. That is so funny. Hey, Elgato, you got a lock for us?
I've got a lock, and it's gonna be, you know who it is. I think the Patriots are just gonna win. They don't even need the 3 points, but I'll take those 3 points, right? I think they'll handle the Ravens and sew up that AFC East.
All right. What about you, Mr. Parlay?
Well, the first one is I would bet the house on Dallas to cover. I really think,
Wow.
man,
What's the spread first
man,
before?
I don't even care. I would never.
Dude,
Don't
what
even.
are you
Don't even.
smoking?
Yeah, exactly. Look, this, man. Look, this. What I'm doing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly
man.
right.
Dallas is about as painful as eating corn on the cob. With Dallas killed every betting team. That's why you don't bet with your team, man. But anyway,
Hey,
regardless, no, I like the parlay. I like the Seattle Rams over, the Cleveland +10, the Pats +3, and the Bucks Carolina over. If I had to do a 4-teamer, just for fun, $25.
Hey,
very aggressive.
Elgato, final
Yeah.
thoughts? Quick final thoughts.
Quick final thoughts. We're gonna have some good football here with a lot of games on the line to either separate or take control of your division of the division. The games of the week I'm looking forward to watching are the Rams and Seahawks, Patriots and Ravens. I want to see the Patriots, just lock that thing up. And
At this
just wanted to
point,
mention that.
at this point in the season, bodies start to break down, don't they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's a long season, and the way the injuries are happening. Yeah,
yeah,
that's so it's unfortunate. I hate to see Mahomes go down the way he did
yeah,
because it was a display of how their season has
yeah,
has has come along, right?
yeah, yeah,
He busts his knee up, and then on a few minutes later, towards the end of the game, right? They're out of the playoffs for the first time in 10 years. Their run is over of making it deep into the playoffs, making it to the Super Bowl.
yeah.
But yeah, he said he's going to come back better than ever next year.
Better
So
and stronger.
we shall see.
Like Bionic Man. Hey, real quick, Mr. Parlay, any final thoughts?
Yes,
I knew that was coming.
gig 'em.
Yeah, there's gonna be some good college ball this weekend.
There will
There's
be.
gonna be a celebration Saturday. Game time 11 in the morning. Aggies at Kyle Field, College Station, Texas. Their record 11 in the morning, 14 or 15-1.
And the spread on that?
7 right now, I think.
I'm excited about Saturday.
Excited about bowl games period this weekend.
All right, guys. All right. Hey, listeners, thanks for being with us. Like I always say, we make predictions, not promises. Make sure to hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel. And you can find us wherever you get your favorite podcast. And we want to thank Mr. Parlay, also known as Santa's favorite elf. He is really excited there.
That wiggly thing is so distracting.
Make sure to join us next week.
Yeah.
And as always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, bet. That's a wrap.
It's a wrap.